got a couple Star Wars stories here on bindingthecomics.com I'm going to combine together. Actress Emily Swallow appears to explain why The Mandalorian constantly contradicts itself and why certain scenes feel completely out of place. She plays the armorer on The Mandalorian. She recently provided some insight into how the show was made, and it could explain why the show constantly contradicts itself. In a new interview with Discussing Film, she detailed that the show shoots many of its episodes at the same time. It even have two crews going at the same time shooting different scenes. She explained we're usually shooting more than one episode at a time because we have two crews going at the same time, so we'll jump back and forth between episodes while filming the whole season in between different directors. Everyone has to keep track of where they are with their characters and where they are in the story. The directors also have to keep track of where they're fitting into the overall arc of the season. Apparently this is where they're going completely wrong with it. She concluded, I feel like all the directors are very generous in terms of wanting to serve the overall story. No one is trying to commandeer the particular episode to put a stamp on it in any sort of way that takes away from the rest of the show. I don't know, that don't sound very good to me, but okay. She also discussed Favreau's role. He makes himself available, who cares, whatever. Now, here's the important part. This appears to explain why Bo-Katan Kryze appears to have just arrived on Mandalore for the first time in the most recent episode and seems to be unaware of the location of major landmarks such as the Great Forge despite previously arriving on Mandalore in the show's second episode. In other words, a month, I think 4 or 5 episodes previously. And knowing exactly where other landmarks such as the capital city and the living waters are located. Not only does it explain Bo-Katan's behavior, it also explains why certain subplots, such as locating a memory chip for IG-11, are completely abandoned and replaced with the Anzellans, turning the droid into a cheap imitation of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles villain Krang. Furthermore, explains why Moff Gideon has no clue that Bo-Katan and Din Djarin, Mando, have teamed up despite his TIE interceptors and TIE bombers fighting both of them on Kavala in the third episode of the season. He also seemingly doesn't know they've landed on Mandalore and have previously explored parts of the planet despite having an Imperial base on the planet that would most likely have some way of tracking ships entering the planet's atmosphere. Clearly, when they're shooting the episodes, it is quite chaotic, and despite Swallow's praise of Favreau trying to manage it, the end results show that that is simply just not the case. And it goes on. That's the end of the article. I'll link to both of these in the description box, but that's really damning to me. And the things that they're pointing out, these are very simple, basic things. For Christ's sake, it's absolutely absurd. The other story here is The Acolytes. Jodie Turner-Smith claims show having a black lead is so groundbreaking. Says Star Wars is about a man's journey. I won't spend too much time on this because it's just fucking stupid. She not only believes Star Wars is very patriarchal, but she believes the upcoming show is so groundbreaking because it features a black lead. Just so you know, this is the same woman who played the lead in the show Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn was a historical white woman. She was married to Henry VIII, etc., etc. As you can see, she's black, so I guess she's been breaking ground for years. Apparently, it's like what the hell? It's just ridiculous. This is at the Star Wars celebration in London the other day. She discussed her role in the show. Like I said, I'll link this in the description box if you want to read the shit for yourself. It's just the usual type of stuff. My character, she's a powerful leader. She's a powerful leader in a very woman-centered world, which I was very excited to kind of be in because I feel like Star Wars is very patriarchal. So it's kind of cool to have this sort of woman-centered figure. And she's really sort of going through a struggle because, that's Star Wars, right? She's really kind of in this quandary, and it's sort of a journey to kind of go through the struggle between two ideas. And okay, that sounds okay, but then, we don't ever see these more like matriarchal energies. I think we already kind of started to center women in this world with the latest movies, and we're seeing it as well in a lot of the other TV shows. But I think it's often very much about a man's journey, and this is less about that. It's just fucking same old tired bullshit. We have a black lead, and that alone is so groundbreaking, and amazing, and encouraging, and exciting as a fan. And when it's someone as talented as Amanda, as an actor, that was very exciting. That made me want to sign up for it because I respect her so much as an actor, and she's talented. You guys have no idea what's coming. There's some of the cast. Look, I'm not excited for this show at all. It could be good. I don't know. Hey, you never know. I suppose you never know. I never want to say anything. Then it kind of talks some about Leslie Headland and everything, which she's got her own bad history and stuff, like Harvey Weinstein and stuff. You can look that up if you want. But it's in an article. I'll link both these articles in the description box if you actually want to read them for yourself. You kind of get the gist of it. It's just absurd. Making a big deal. It's got a black lead. Oh, it's so groundbreaking. Whoop-de fucking do. Seriously, I don't, It's not groundbreaking. I mean, hell, but I could go on, but you guys know it's just fucking stupid. It's not groundbreaking because you got Ahsoka, Andor, Dago Luna was in that. It goes on and on. It's just ridiculous. I've already rambled on for about 5 minutes or so, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. But it's just between the Mandalorian just being this is one of the reasons why I'm not sure if they did it more in the third season than in the second, because it sounds like the third season is very much weaker than the previous seasons. I don't know. I don't watch that. I'm not watching it because I don't want to. It's just it's not interesting to me. It's not they got rid of Gina Carano, and it's not just that, but it's the fact that they would just get rid of her for saying what she did, which is nothing really, nothing, no big deal. Hell, Pedro Pascal, Mando himself has said way worse things. But anyway, whatever. I'll go ahead and wrap this up here. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.